Hi guys, good morning. This is Wednesday and we are going to continue working on the topic graphs. So for this particular lesson, we're going to focus on pages 4 and 5. So the subtitle is Plotting Straight Lines. And this you've done with us this you've done in year 8, how to learn how to plot straight lines. So you are given an equation of a straight line. You have to create the table, fill in the table, get the coordinates, and then you plot it on your graph paper. All right, and then using your coordinates, you can find the gradient and the y-intercept. All right, so from the graph. And if I'm not mistaken, even with Miss Portelli, well, with my group of students, for sure, we stopped here. We started it, you had plotted some straight lines, and we had stopped with this particular subtitle. So we're just going to go over it again, just make sure that we do remember the concept and it makes sense for us, and then we can move on to the next part of the worksheet. Now, let's start. So, before we plot a straight line, we need to find the values of the coordinates by using a table. So the thing is this, for us to create the straight line on a graph, we need coordinates. We need the x and the y. All right, because remember, a coordinate is always written in the format of x, comma, y. All right, issa, we are given the equation and it's telling us take the values from -3 to 3. Now these can be from -2 to 4, from 0 to 9. It doesn't make a difference. Whatever x values are given to you, just write them on the very top row. X, so -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, because it's starting from negative all the way to positive. Then in your next row, you are going to put in, and let me use a highlighter so that I don't stay moving my mouse around. And let me use this pink, I really like it. Fuchsia, so over here you have written 2x. So in your next row, you're going to write down 2x. Next, you have +3. So your other row will have +3. Now what does 2x mean? 2x means 2 times x. So 2 times x, and I can write it over here for you. 2 times x. Now I can't seem to write the x symbol, so what I'm going to do, and this is also accepted, that a multiplication in mathematics can also be a dot. All right, so dot multiplication. So the dot also refers to a times. Or what we can do, because we are definitely used to this, we can use brackets. All right, let me leave it with the bracket. So 2 times x. So if you need to figure out that this is -6, what must you do? You will do 2 times the -3. 2 times 3 is 6, plus and minus is -6. What will you do to get the -4? 2 times -2. So what do you think you will do to get the value of this one, of where the x is -1? 2, because I've got 2x, 2 times, instead of my x, I will put in a -1. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus and minus is minus. So here, 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. And then over here I have +3. So all I have to do is +3, +3, +3, +3, and the last one plus 3. Then to get my y, I need to get the 2x and the plus 3. Why the 2x and the plus 3? Because it's telling me that y equals 2x plus 3. So I just need to get these two rows. And what I have a habit of doing, sometimes I do it in color. I like to do a row, a line here, and a line over here. So I know mentally that all I need to group up are the two values over here. Now, if the table is given to you and some values are already inserted, all you have to do is just play around. I know that's not the nicest thing, that's not the best thing to say, but sometimes you can use the method trial and error to see, okay, what must I do? All right, so minus 6 plus 3 will give you your minus 3. Minus 4 plus 3 will give you your minus 1. Minus 2 plus 3, let me insert again. Minus 2 plus 3 will give you 1. 0 plus 3, 3. Wait, I want to do it more in the box. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, better. 3. 2 plus 3, 5. I'm still getting the hang of this. 5. 4 plus 3, 7. And 6 plus 3, 9. Another thing that I like to do underneath is I like to write down the coordinates. So this coordinate of this particular column, minus 3, comma, minus 3, because first the x and then the y. What's the x value? Minus 2, and then brackets, minus 2, comma, minus 1. Again, brackets, minus 1, comma, 1. Brackets, 0, comma, 3. One, comma, 5. 2, comma, 7. And the last one, 3, comma, 9. All right. And then we'll plot the coordinates. And I will upload the graph on the announcement, and you can have a look there. Remember, you have to do, and I'm just going to do a short demonstration down here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it black. Remember, your graph has to be drawn in using a pencil. You've got your y and x-axis. All right, make sure you use the full page of your graph paper, and you'll see mine, I made sure I used all of it. You will lose marks if you don't. So here you've got the y, and then here you've got the x. You have to label, place the values on your y-axis and on your x-axis. And remember that if, for example, your y-axis, you took the boxes, now how much did I take it? I think 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters wide. You don't have to take the x-axis 2 centimeters. In actual fact, when you look at mine, I took it 3 centimeters. All right. So the x-axis, the units are much wider, all right, as a space than the y-axis, and that is fine. And it's something like this, because this continues, because I have the minus 3 somewhere here, and you will see it something like this. Okay, it goes a bit up, but just to get the gist, then you'll just have a look at it. And over here I have y equals, and I write down the equation 2x plus 3. All right guys, let me just do it very quickly, insert, so that you know. I just need to put in for you 2x plus 3. Again, I repeat, please check the announcement for the graph the plotting of this particular exercise 1. Now over here it's telling you use your coordinates, and from the graph find, so you have to use your graph to find the gradient and the y-intercept. Now when you find the gradient and you have to use your graph, the method is the same as we've done in the previous lesson. So it's always n equals change in y all over change in x. All right. So do the all over. When it's telling you to use your graph, you have to show the examiner that you are using your graph. So the gradient, you need 2 coordinates. So you can take the first one over here. Let me use a different highlighter. You can use, let me use blue. You can use the first one and the last one. To show that you're using your graph, you need to make sure you mark them. So let me do it with a highlighter. The first and the last one. You cannot mark it using the highlighter in the exam. So what you do is, in pencil, you mark the coordinates. So to show the examiner that you are going to use -3, -3. And I'm going to do it on this side, 3, 9. All right. And put it next to the coordinate. All right. So if you're going to use -3, -3 and 3, 9, and also I like doing it x, y, because I just feel like, all right, I just make sure that everything's in order, x, y, and then I continue. Change in y all over change in x. So what do I have to do? This one, what I'm going to do is act like this. Change in y all over change in x equals, let me get the y values. -3, the change is -9 all over -3, because I chose the -3 of the y, minus of the change, 3. And when I work it out, -3 -9, 9, 10, 11, 12, -12, all over -6. Minus and minus, plus 6 into 12, 2. And you have a short note, you have a small note at the side. Compare the answers to the gradient and y-intercept from your equation. So what was your equation? Your equation was y equals 2x plus 3. So what does this mean? Why do I need to consider my equation? Because your equation is telling you that the gradient is 2, and I got it 2. And my y-intercept is 3. So if I have to use my graph, where is the y-intercept? And it is where the line cuts the x-axis, and it cuts the x-axis over here. And when you're checking your graph, the x-axis, the y-axis, it's cutting the y-axis over here. Sorry, guys. And when you check your graph, you will notice that the value is the number 3. So if the gradient is n equals 2, your y-intercept c equals 3, and it's exactly how it is with your equation. N equals 2, 2x, and c equals 3 plus 3. All right, guys. So for your homework for today, you are going to be doing number 2 and number 3. You have to create the table. All right. You have to fill in the table. You have to work out the 2x plus 3, all right? Always like combine the 2 rows in the middle. If you want, you can use a color even just for you to distinguish the x's and the y's. You create the coordinates, all right? You plot it, make sure you use the full page, especially more than half the graph. You plot it, you join the coordinates, and make sure in pencil you write down the equation of the straight line, like we did over here as a rough sketch on the side. All right, guys. So that's it for today's lesson. I think it's much shorter at least than the previous one. Yes, it is. And good luck with your work, girls. And keep it up. You're all doing really well. So keep up the hard work, girls. I know it's not an easy time. Yes. All right. Take care, girls.